welcome to Miss Martin Muses and another night of pub crawl. Tonight we are going all the way into the future, all the way over to an Eastern European country, and it is none other than European lore.
Hello there. It's actually Central Europe, but that's okay. I forgive you.
Oh, damn it.
That's all right. That's a common mistake.
Yeah. I need to hand back my degree, actually. I'm feeling very ashamed. No, I entirely meant it. I was just trying to hide your whereabouts.
Very good.
I will never make that mistake again. But I'm so happy to be here making his Miss Martin Muses debut. And oh my gosh, you have done, for people that don't know this, European lore, is a scholar. He's a writer. He just got his second book coming out. Is it your second one? Your book?
Yeah, well, it's my second poetry collection. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. And excitingly enough, his going to be coming out with an English book, hopefully in the next few years.
Oh yeah, definitely next year. Next year, there's going to be a huge crowdfund of an awesome book in English. Very much requested. Also, I mean, all my subscribers have been crying for it, so now I kind of must do it.
Aha! Well, there you go.
Even if I didn't want to.
Oh, well, that's a good problem to have.
Yeah, I suppose. Hello to the chat, by the way. Hello, everybody.
Yeah, hello, everyone. We got Snorta Cooper, our lovely polar bear. Well, you're certainly very excited about Christmas. Hello, Corey Cochran, Meteor Advocate Timon Night. Well, it's night over in European Lore's land. It is, everyone's saying hello. I'm sorry?
Sorry, it's 8 o'clock, 8 p.m.
8 o'clock, 8 p.m. It's 8 p.m. and it's very, very cold. Unlike where I live. And so
yeah, it's that hard European weather.
Yes. But it keeps you manly. Well, I was going to say it used to keep you all manly, but before all the soy got into the water.
Well, the world in general used to be more manly. Well, I mean, it is more manly now. Only all the men are women. So what can you do about that?
Oh, dear. Yes. Well, look who's here. Also all the way from the future and in a very cold climate. It is Steve Kenobi. Hello there, Teresa and Seb. I do hope both of you are well today.
Hello there, fellow European.
Yes. And, well, European lore decided to have us meet tonight in none other than the pub from, why don't you tell us about it?
It's Dory's Tavern from the Gremlins. The best Christmas movie ever.
The best, and a violent one. I remember when I went to see it as a kid, I was surprised at all the death and destruction.
Well, kids' films and in general family films used to be more fun in the past. I mean, just think about Ren and Stimpy, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is one example for all of them. It's very strange today. It's kind of divided because the quote unquote content for kids is really either being way too sensitive, that we are overprotecting the children, or it's the other way around, that they are trying to put very, very how should I say, things that are very inappropriate for kids into those things. So it seems to me that there is no middle ground, and I think that the Gremlins is pretty much very much middle ground.
Oh yeah, I mean it's fun, and oddly, even the bad guys are very funny, and when they're singing the Snow White, the hi-ho, yeah. It's crazy.
But the actually the scariest scenes in the Gremlins are actually scenes that do not contain any gremlins in those scenes. So, for example, when the girl, I'm blanking on and I've just recently rewatched the film and I'm blanking on the name. Then never mind. The girl who Billy falls in love with her, and when she's saying that, or when she's telling Billy the story of her father's demise, I mean, it's extremely depressing, and why she hates Christmas. And then when the film ends, then there is the narrator, Billy's father, and he says something like, if your video recorder gets broken or your television doesn't work, look into the corners and the bed, because there might be gremlins in your house. Good night, kids.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I recall that being controversial, that scene where she talks about her dad falling and
Yeah.
breaking his neck. And then she goes, "That's how I knew there's no Santa Claus." Some of the people watching it didn't know that they had to put warnings on it to parents. It's like, but I don't
Imagine
know.
anybody who watched those films in the 80s and in the 90s and being scarred for life. I mean, I watched The Gremlins when I was 3 for the first time, and sure, I was scared. It scared the socks out of my feet.
Mhm.
But I am a huge fan of The Gremlins. I've got like 30 action figures of them now. And yes, I am a maniac. I am very strange. I am, it's verging on being a sociopath, but it's most certainly not because of the Gremlins movie.
Wow, you other reasons. Well, but I think deep down we're all sociopaths if you think about it. People that say they're normal are liars.
Yeah.
And
I
look at all the
do agree.
true, yeah. But well, so and this goes along with the theme that European lore has chosen, which is none other than all things Christmas. And you were telling us a story backstage, and I think that might be a good thing for you to open up with, if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah, you mean the old man bringing the gifts?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's we've got this very strange tradition here in the Czech Republic that where everywhere in the world except for Africa, actually, because they got presents from an elephant, I think. Everywhere in the world, an old man brings gifts to kids and to people in general. You've got Saint Nicholas, Santa Claus. You've got the Kris Kringle guy. You've got Yedushka Maros in Russia. You've got Père Noël or Papa Noël in France. And on the 24th of December, actually, in the Czech Republic, baby Jesus brings kids their gifts. We just call him baby Jesus. And that I have, since I was a kid, I have considered to be extremely retarded. How can a fictional, I'm sorry, or non-fictional, whatever you want to believe in, an infant bring kids gifts? Now we've got the Saint Nicholas, the Saint Nick, who walks around on the 5th of December along with Krampus. But the Christmas day is always about baby Jesus, which is very strange and very scary and very creepy.
Yeah. And I was saying, as a Christian, I think that's also absolutely ridiculous and would
Yeah.
probably creep me out. This idea of this baby, it's like something out of a horror flick or a monster from D&D or even The
Yeah.
Witcher. You know that baby in The Witcher? What was that character? I forget what it is.
Striga, was it?
Could be. Yeah. It's like that's what it.
I don't know
You
if
told
it's
me.
got any other name in the English translations. I haven't
Yeah.
read the English translations,
Yeah.
so I don't know.
It was something incredibly creepy like that. I'm like, no, baby Jesus needs to stay in
Stig
the
might know.
manger.
I think he will know. He
Yeah.
will. He will tell us for sure.
Yeah. So I thought that was crazy. When you mentioned Krampus, that's
Mhm.
not a tradition we have here, but I've seen it around in Austria. There was some
Yeah.
things on YouTube.
That actually it's this is all also a very very old and very strange tradition that it's always with these very old traditions and holidays. It's a mixture of different origins, like pre-Christian origins, and then the new religion gets mixed in it. And I'm just looking, Lumakin or something was the undead baby. So that's the name. Thank you.
Yeah.
So it originally comes from Austria, I think, or Germany, but I think more of an Austrian thing. And the most recent like version of the tradition is that Saint Nicholas comes around on the eve of the 6th of December, which is 5th of December evening, and he goes around and distributes cookies and sweets and what do you call it in the United States of America? Candy. He
Candy.
calls sweet. Yeah, candy is sweets, and the Krampus goes with him, and he punishes the naughty kids because Saint Nicholas has got his naughty and nice list as well. And then it depends on the interpretation. The Krampus might either just scare them or beat them, or in some more extreme versions, he might even eat them. So yeah,
Oh
and
my.
yeah, and he also has like different names from various folklores. We in the Czech Republic we called him Chert, and Chert is basically a devil. This guy with horns and hooves. Yeah,
Oh my
all
gosh.
my fellow Slavs will know that.
Well, dang it. For us, Santa just leaves a lump of coal. They don't come and beat us. Oh my gosh.
Well, yeah. I mean, we also get lump of coals when we are naughty, and we get eaten.
Oh,
It's it's the European way.
yeah. Well, no, and I was also saying that I think in Scandinavia, I know definitely in Iceland, I think in in Norway too, they have these little troll things. I think, and one of them also might.
Yule lads. Do you mean Yule lads? The Icelandic Yule lads? Well, they are more of a like dwarves slash what are those little ones? Gnomes. Yeah.
Gnomes. Okay, yeah, not trolls. It's gnomes. Okay, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. You might be talking about something else. I don't know.
No. That's
Yeah.
exactly what it was.
Yeah.
Because when I was there, a lady was telling me about it, and
All
I
right.
was also a little bit horrified as well.
Yeah.
And some even have witches. Um, though in Sicily, it's actually a good witch that comes and brings them presents on Epiphany. So we
Well,
can have a
yeah. I
good good
mean,
thing about that.
it's common misconception that witches are only evil.
Hmm. Yeah, I blame the Wizard of Oz. No,
Yeah.
wait, though the Wizard of Oz had a good witch, but yeah, it's and here in America, people sometimes don't understand because it's like, yes, the good witch, bad witch. It doesn't mean you're a witch yourself. I don't know. It's odd. It's like we don't have a sense of folklore, and so we don't
Mm.
understand
You
these
are very
things.
young. You are
Mhm,
only an infant of a country. So I can understand that. Although, you have developed because folk tales develop very fast and very
mhm,
quickly. So you also have your own folk tales already. Like some of my favorites are and now you have got folk tales that usually in a lot of cases have a known author with a name, like for
mhm,
example The Sleepy Hollow by
mhm.
Washington Irving. Man, that's very good. I love that. But as far as like some sort of urban tales, you've got your own legends and monsters like the Wendigo or the Bigfoot.
Mhm.
So you are getting there. You are getting there. Don't worry. In a
Yeah,
couple of centuries or 1,000 years, when actually nobody is here anymore, you
because the meteors hit us.
yeah, and but that's it. It has always fascinated me the little differences between Europe and the United States of America, mainly the conception and the understanding of time, because there's a house in the United States of America, and a random American is saying with proud in his voice, like, "This house is 100 years old,"
Mhm.
and I'm like, "We've got castles here, mate. It's
Yeah,
thousands of years old." So, but yeah, good for you.
yeah. Yeah, Meteor Advocate Mode says we have something like Krampus here that he's from. Oh my gosh, my brain just went completely blank. It's in South America. It's very big. They always win in football.
Oh, it must.
Bolivia.
Yeah, it's one of them South Americans.
Yes, we have something like Krampus here. He is called the old man with the Brazil.
Brazil.
I swear it's my medication. Brazil. Thank you. I, we have something like Krampus here. It's called the old man with a sack. He will put you in a sack if you are naughty. though he is not related to Christmas. Oh, okay, so he comes and fetches you. I know. Teresa killed Bigfoot in D&D. He is extinct.
Oh,
Yeah, I did. I actually killed Bigfoot. It's not quite in D&D. We have a modern thing we're playing right now set in the 80s.
oh,
So,
nice.
yeah. Yeah, most excellent. Well, so do you all once you have Christmas and all that, do you all do anything after Christmas? Like, is there something associated with Epiphany?
Well, I mean, the Czech people and especially Polish people, because I'm like half, so
Mm.
because my mother is Polish.
Oh,
Um, they do a lot of stuff connected with the Christian version of Christmas, but I'm kind of a that I'm kind of a heathen myself, so I
mhm,
don't do really anything special. I mean, I celebrate Yule, and I have always considered, even as a little kid, I've always considered it like a holiday of gathering. When I just, all the family gathered and we had a nice dinner and we sang some songs and we distributed gifts, and that's basically it. Of course, people go to churches and stuff, but it's not anything that I would be practicing.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, because sometimes here there's like special extra things on
Mhm.
on Epiphany, like for the kids, like candy and all that kind of stuff. A lot of candy. A lot of kids rot their teeth out during these seasons.
Oh yeah, that's the case of the 5th of December and Saint
Mhm.
Nicholas with the Krampus. Kids get a lot of sweets.
Mhm. Yeah, that's why there's a high incentive for them to not be so naughty, hopefully.
Well, all the sugar makes them, hyperactive, and then they get more naughty. So that's kind of counterproductive.
Yeah. Now, do you have anything like Rudolph, or is that something that's purely American?
Concerning Christmas, right?
Mhm.
Do you mean like yeah, some sort of urban legend, or another I would really consider the Krampus to be something like that. I mean,
Mhm.
connected with all the Yule season and the period before Christmas. I know that the Christians call it Advent. I just call it Yule season.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
nothing really special. That I think that I have read or I have seen a poll somewhere that the Czechs. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I would actually genuinely like to try a reindeer because I like venison. So
Mhm.
that might actually a goulash made of reindeer. Can you imagine anything more festive?
Oh my
But
gosh, yeah.
but anyway, um, now I lost my train of thought. What was I saying?
Um, urban legend, something like Krampus.
Oh yeah, I read a poll somewhere that Czech people are actually they belong among the countries that are the most. Now I'm blanking on the word. How do you call a non-believer, other than infidel? An atheist. Yes, yes.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Yep.
No, we don't call them infidels. That's another religion.
There are a lot of atheists in the Czech Republic, like a lot.
Mhm, mhm,
So we don't really do anything extreme.
yeah, but you keep alive your local folk customs,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
and yeah, so
definitely.
which is great. Yeah, yeah. You see, those crazy Scandinavians, yeah, they eat that. They eat elk and they eat moose and all that stuff. Oh no, it's
Commie.
not a commie thing. Or
uh,
hopefully not. I thought y'all, I think, got rid of all that. Maybe I don't know.
but we do eat one disgusting thing. Actually, that might be an interesting topic. First,
Hmm.
please let me ask you, because I have never really understood uh, your traditional Christmas dinner.
Hmm.
Is it set, like is there some sort of like courses that you eat each and every single year, is there like a meal that is connected with the Christmas dinner? As for example, you've got turkey for Thanksgiving, right? So
Yeah.
what do you eat for Christmas?
That's a really good question. I don't think it is set. I think it is very regional because, like in my
Hmm.
family, maybe like ham or turkey, very similar to
Hmm.
Thanksgiving. Uh, Thanksgiving dinner is the way it's always been in my family.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I don't think
Because
I
because
don't think
now
that's.
that you have mentioned it, there is something extremely traditional about Christmas in the Czech Republic, and that's the dinner.
Mhm,
Because we've got a very traditional kind of food that we eat at Christmas in the Czech
mhm.
Republic and in Poland and Slovakia. It's potato salad and carp fish. Now, more recently, people have started eating all kinds of fish, because we are country that's in the middle of Europe. We don't have any seas. We only have
Mhm.
rivers and lakes and ponds and things like that. So we used to mostly eat fish that live in like fresh water, and that's why carp is so popular here. But have you ever tried carp?
Um, cop or cod?
No,
It,
CARP.
oh, carp. No,
CARP.
no, I haven't actually.
It's a very, very peculiar fish. It's got a very strong taste. It tastes. Some people say that it tastes of mud because it lives in muddy waters. But I have never really liked carp because it's got a lot of bones, like those sharp, sticky bones
Oh,
that get stuck in your throat. So that's why I have never eaten carp. I have always eaten like other kinds of fish. I usually mostly eat tuna steak or salmon, but putting the fish aside, the potato salad is the traditional Christmas meal in our countries. It's
ooh,
a day long process uh, where it's made of like 20 different ingredients, 20 different kinds of root vegetables. Everything needs to be fresh. Everything needs to be boiled. Everything needs to be skinned, and then you put mayonnaise in it, and salt and pepper, and it needs to sleep for night so all the tastes blend together. And this is like the traditional Christmas meal.
wow. Holy
And
moly.
we also
Yeah,
eat
some people.
the yeah.
Oh, I was
Sorry,
just
sorry.
okay. Some people have come in here. No, no, no worries. It says in Arizona, for example, ate rattlesnake meat and javelina meat. So in America, we
I
just
have
do
never
what's
eaten
local.
snake. There was a story,
Cockroach.
a mythological story where the hero ate snake and he could understand the speech of animals afterwards.
Ooh, that's pretty badass. Okay, and I guess in Brazil we have roasted meat or churrasco, mashed potato, potato salad, white rice, and some dessert.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh my gosh,
Yeah, me
this
too. Advocate time and carp is no, I know, no.
yeah,
There are
overrated.
better
So
kinds of fish. And then
yes.
there is one disgusting thing which
Uh
Czech
oh.
people eat, like because we eat a lot of soup, lot of soups in the Czech Republic, or at least we used to. Like we've got like 1,000 kinds of soups, and there are two kinds of traditional Christmas soups that we eat on Christmas dinner. It's either peas soup, which I eat, it's very good, or you've got fish soup. But Czech fish soup is extremely disgusting because it's only made of the innards of the fish, like all the hearts and the lungs and the reproductive organs, yeah,
Oh my gosh.
and heads. So you basically boil all of this, all that remains after you make the fish steaks for the dinner, and you boil it all and then you eat it. I've never eaten it because it's so disgusting.
That
No,
sounds
no.
terrible. And does like it's not even blended up? You still see like the head and
You actually boil the whole head. It's like in
uh
Indiana Jones,
oh
the
yeah.
Temple of Doom. It's like that level of disgusting.
Oh my god. Wow. Well, I don't do anything that disgusting. I love fish, but not that. Yeah, um, I guess if there was anything official that we had here associated with Christmas, it would be the candy cane. It's a candy, obviously, but as far as a dinner, yeah, we suck at things like dinners. And over in Europe, when I lived in France for a while,
Hmm.
and yeah, it was a big fuss. And then you would get the bûche de Noël. That was a big deal. And in Ireland, they would have goose.
Hmm.
I don't know. We suck. Yeah, yeah, Steak. Yeah, yeah, they eat heads there too. Says Steak. Fried cod tongue is supposed to be a delicacy. I disagree on that one.
I have eaten cow tongue, smoked cow tongue, but that was actually quite delicious because it's lean
Oh,
meat. There's
well,
there's no fat, right?
yeah. Well, wow. I guess that's good for you. Now, here in America, well, sometimes the way we do Christmas depends on even which Christian denomination, because we have Catholic, we have Orthodox, we have
Hmm.
Protestants of all different stripes. So it depends. So for me, I do a lot on Christmas Eve. That's a bigger deal. That's when you do the decorating. That's when you start singing the Christmas hymns and all of that. And in families, often we will open presents on Christmas Eve. And
Hmm.
then Santa might bring one or two things
Hmm.
on Christmas Day. And I know that in Norway, they do it on the 23rd, where they put everything up and then make a big deal out of the 24th. So I didn't know. Well, I guess you've already said what it's like for you all there, but I think that's very odd how we all do different things on different days, and especially in America where we're such a mix. Nothing's homogenous.
Well, it's because it's really the celebration of the winter solstice, right?
Hmm.
Big, and this year it's the 22nd of December, so we should really celebrate it on the 22nd of December. But here in the Czech Republic, it's also the 24th. The 25th is just a hot. Well, we don't go to work,
Yay!
and we might visit some family members if we want to. I never want to, so I never do. But
Oh my god.
yeah, yeah. So we're at home.
Well, hey, if everyone's cool with that, I mean, because I know what you mean. I hate going to relatives I don't want to see, but you have to like put on a smile, and it's like,
Yeah, you don't really have to. I mean,
nah.
nobody's
Well,
forcing you.
that's true. Nobody is. Well, luckily, distance has helped with some of that. So the
Yeah.
only relatives I see nowadays on Christmas are the ones I actually like. England and Ireland have Boxing Day. That's the thing, the day after Christmas, St. Stephen's Day, where a lot of charitable work is done, and I guess now a lot of football games, the Premier League. So that's cool. My goodness. Well, one thing that's very Christmassy that goes along with the topic both you and I are very into is Tolkien's Letters from Father
Oh
Christmas.
yeah.
They are fantastic. I'm like, if I had a dad that wrote me stuff like that, oh my gosh.
That's how you do parenting. And that's I don't think it was that rare in the past that people did things like that and did gestures like this. And especially when you take Tolkien himself into consideration. He was a very educated man, a man who believed very, very strongly in ancient romantic values and also in the values. I mean, he would fit into the 19th century. He was very much Victorian.
Mhm.
I think that it would be much, much, much more pleasant for him to live in that period, although he did not much enjoy much of the 19th century literature. But yeah, I do agree with you that that gesture is something, along with him having the names of Beren and Luthien engraved on on the tombstones of himself and his wife. That's some of the most romantic gestures I've ever seen.
Oh yeah. Well, and I also like how complicated they are. It just started off with some different characters that he wrote, like the North Polar Bear doing silly things. And by the end of all the letters, the North Polar Bear was helping them fight off goblin attacks and
Yeah,
all
yeah.
sorts of epic things.
You can see that his mythology, that his world, that his creation,
Mhm.
it has always been there in his mind, and it has entered everything that he touched.
Mhm.
Everything, it just somehow found its way. And by the way, can I just answer Stick's
Oh, sure.
comment? If they show the three nuts for Cinderella over there, they do every year. And I don't know if we are talking about the same version, because I think that that film is German/Czech, because it has all the Czech actors and all the German actors, and it was actually spoken. It's a bilingual film. The actors spoke to each other in their own respective languages, and then in the respective countries, those like foreign actors were dubbed afterwards in post production. So I don't know if we are talking about the same film, but definitely it's the 70s. It's like 70s film. Three Nuts for Cinderella every year on Christmas here. Also, yeah,
Yeah, I've heard
I'm
about
actually
that.
happy you know it. Hmm?
Yeah, I remember hearing about that and thinking it's an interesting Christmas movie, I guess.
Yeah, it's
Like,
very strange. Yeah,
huh, of all things. But yeah, Steak says you are right. It is Czech. It is Czech. It is dubbed here. One
yeah,
guy does all the
we are. All,
voices.
yeah, we are talking about the same thing. Yeah,
Okay, that's weird. Even
it's a
the female,
tradition.
yeah,
And
even the
it is also tradition that they show the Jedushka Maroz here, because obviously, the Czech Republic used to be occupied by the communists, and that's like an old. But it's very much, once again, I love the Jedushka Maroz film, because it's very much based on old Slavic folklore and folk tales. It's got Baba Yaga in it, which is the main antagonist. And I mean, I recommend it. Like, watch it. It's mental. It's it's fantastic. It's a fantastic film. I wonder what Americans would say about that film, because it's culturally so different, so different. Yeah, that would be actually good to know what you would say about the in Czech, it's called mrazik. Might be called morosko in Russian.
okay. Well, maybe I'll take you up on that challenge this year if I can find it. It's I've seen a little bit of it and it looks very odd, but why not?
I will
I'm always
send you
open.
a link to its IMDb page on Twitter later on.
Okay.
Right.
Oh, okay, great. Well, hello, the brothers Crin, being here. Santa Claus and Brills called Papa Noel. Yeah, very French from the French Noel. Favorite Christmas carol? Do you have a particular one?
Uh, uh, I suppose. Yeah, I do. Two actually. First one, I like the Jingle Bell Rock,
Hmm.
just because of its tune, and it's like, it's a song that you can dance to, which I don't do anymore. I used to dance, like, with pleasure. I know I'm getting old, so no. And then I need to say it's the Silent Night, but only in German,
Oh, yeah.
Stille Nacht,
Mhm.
because I mean, I love the language. What can you say? I love languages. And German
Yes.
sounds very pleasing to my ear. I know I'm probably in a minority, but German is a very, very beautiful, soft and romantic language.
Oh no, I love German. German is my third language actually,
Oh, nice.
I love singing in it. A lot of the literature, and it's not uncommon here, even in America, when we sing it on Christmas, that we will do a verse or two in German because it
Mm.
is so beautiful.
All right, we
At
do
least the
agree
first
then.
verse. Yes. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, Stig's right.
Jingle Hell.
Jingle
Yeah.
Hell. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What a legend Christopher Lee was.
Oh man, he. I mean, have you seen that meme where as Count Dooku, and then next to him there's everything that he did in his life is listed,
Hmm.
and then there's like a an arrow pointing to it, and it says something like a signature look of superiority or something. I think it comes from the picture, and the arrow and the description comes from like Star Wars Encyclopedia or something.
Uh-huh.
It's, I mean, very, very fitting.
Yes. And if you haven't, chat and people watching on the replay heard his rendition of Jingle Hell, it's fantastic. He's the only person I know of that, as an octogenarian, became a heavy metal star.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
his recordings. Ah, Jesus. I mean, I listen to them very often.
Yeah. Yeah, we love him. Yeah, 2 thumbs up on that. Oh my goodness. But, going a little bit back to Tolkien, I think that because he did know lore so well, that he that's why he touches everyone's heart so much all over the world. We don't need to have it for a modern audience
No.
because he tapped into the universal things that attract us.
Yeah, well, that's partially because he was such, extremely well read in ancient literature, and he was a genius, not only as far as the history of the world and the history of literature, but also the history of languages, which all this is intertwined. And I always say that when somebody wants to study languages, or somebody wants to study literature, they need to study the language and also its respective culture and its respective history and its respective literature, because you can't just study language on its own like in a laboratory. It's not mathematics, it's not physics. It's a very
Mhm,
much a living thing that is being shaped by the people who speak it, right? That's
mhm,
you can see it in his own creation. He wanted to create a language, and he told himself, well, what good is a language when it's got no people that would speak the language? So he made up all the stories around the languages. So that's why he was so good at writing that story, because he knew what we like, or that is very simplistically said. He saw all the archetypes in all the stories, and so he built his stories on those archetypes, but at the same time he used all those inspirations and all the influences that influenced him throughout his life, to add million, billion, gazillion new things. And in that, he influenced the modern fantasy genre, and spawned about 1,000 copycats of
yeah.
himself.
Yeah, some good, some not so good, and perhaps that's why something like The Rings of Power did fail so much, was because
Yeah.
they were trying to do it isolated from the the root of what he was.
I think that they didn't even know what they wanted to do. The I think that what they wanted was, they wanted to make a big show of the kind of the Game of Thrones, because when they started thinking about acquiring those rights, Game of Thrones, I believe, was very much popular. It was like in the middle of Game of Thrones popularity, was it? I think. somewhere
No, you're
around
correct.
that time,
Yeah,
or
when
at
they were
least it
starting.
was. Yeah, it was still very much popular and airing on HBO. So they wanted to copy that, but they, of course, you know, they wanted a huge name. They
Mhm,
wanted something that wasn't taken already, and the Lord
mhm,
of the Rings kind of had been taken, but they thought, all right, so what is even better? What is even more famous fantasy than Game of Thrones? Well, the only name that can come up your mind is Tolkien. So they wanted to leech on Tolkien's name to make a tremendously successful money making show, and they failed
mhm.
because obviously,
Yeah, and the chat agrees with
yeah,
you. Yeah, the just by not understanding, and for that you have to do as you said, you have to get into the person's mind and their culture and their language, and try to build on that, not just build it on yourself or a formula that I think that they have that they misunderstood. Oddly enough, the Peter Jackson movies to me are Christmassy movies, even though they're not really obviously Christmas. And I think it was because they came out during the
hmm
December 17th, 15th, around those times. And so when they came out, we would watch them at midnight. They were so
yeah.
exciting. We were so excited about them. So I often especially like to watch The Fellowship of the Ring at Christmas time if I can remember. That one especially maybe gives me a bit of a Christmassy vibe, a little bit, but association as well.
Yeah, it is absolutely because there are films that you consider to be Christmas films, even though they are absolutely not, or their story is not set during Christmas. It might be because they came out at the Christmas
Mhm,
time. I mean, we've got like two Czech films that are set during summer, and they are absolutely Christmas films because they show
mhm,
them every Christmas. It's the movie adaptation of The Good Soldier Schweik, the
mhm.
best Czech book ever written and the best Czech film ever made. Just check it out, everybody. I don't know what you would think about it culturally, but the story is set way before the bloody commies came, when the well, the Bohemia was still a part of the Austrian Hungarian Empire, and it's basically about this soldier who uh, is so dumb and so stupid that he is actually a genius. And up to this day, nobody knows if the author, Hashek, by the way, he was called, uh, wrote the Schweik genuinely stupid or that he was just pretending to be dumb.
Hmm.
And that's like my holiday movie, along with it's like a film that it's called Dash Bujan a Pandrhola. I don't think anybody in the world other than a Czech could say the name because it's got the Z sound, but it's like a fairy tale set in summer. So
Ah,
yeah, I do understand that.
oh, there you go. And Versteeg says, Beauty and the Beast is a Christmas movie for me. Had to watch it with my little sister a lot. She got it on VHS one Christmas. Yeah.
Oh.
It was also released around Christmas time. Yeah. And if you're in Brazil, Christmas is also the summer. Do you have a particular pop culture movie that you would watch or that you like to watch from like
Uh,
American?
during Christmas.
Yeah. I mean, besides
Oh,
Gremlins, I guess you've already said.
oh, definitely. I love Home Alone. That's
Hmm.
like, and I think that I love Home Alone 2 even more than I love Home Alone 1.
Hmm.
Home Alone is actually something that romanticized New York City for me. Because every time I think about New York City, I think about Home Alone 2 and the huge tree that was in that film.
Mm.
And that's why I always wanted to visit New York City. I, people have told me that it's not as romantic nowadays as it used to be in the past, but I can't tell. I've never been there. But I also love the people would say I don't know if they would agree with this, but I like the Elf with Will Ferrell.
Oh no,
This
I
is
like that one.
yeah, and I love the Old Grinch. I love the poem by Dr. I like the one that is narrated by Boris Karloff.
Hmm.
Is it him? What
I,
was it
I
narrated by
don't know
Boris
the
Karloff?
cartoon.
Yeah, the old one.
Yeah, the old one, the good one, not the stupid
Yeah.
Jim Carrey one.
No, no, no,
Yeah,
no. My sister loves the Jim Carrey one, but
yeah.
Jingle All the Way
Jingle.
is oh yeah. Jingle All the Way is an awesome film. Yeah, yeah. I love
Yeah,
that one.
Arnold. Yeah. Oh gosh, all of these are so good. I watch the stupid romantic Hallmark movies. I don't know if they have darkened your door over there, but they're pretty they're
Oh,
pretty
we can watch them.
ridiculous.
We can watch them. I just don't.
Yeah. I, I lose brain cells when I watch them, but I can't help myself because they're just so brainless and stupid and cozy. Because it's always they're all usually in this mountain town where there's snow and they have hot chocolate, and it's just very cozy.
Arnold
I
is definitely one of my most favorite comedy actors. Stig, like
Mhm.
100%.
Yeah. Gosh darn it. Yeah. He's done such a variety of things actually when you think about it. Um, he just started
Oh,
off kind
that
of as
guy is
a
a Renaissance man.
mhm. Yeah, we like Arnold here at Miss Martin Muses. Well, before we go into the Roll 12 portion of this pub crawl, I didn't know if there was anything else you would like to say that maybe you haven't been able to say about the topic or anything else before we move on.
I don't know if I thanked you for inviting me and for having me here. That is something that I think is the highlight of my evening tonight. Thank you very much for having me here. It's been fun so far.
Oh, well, thank you. Well, my pleasure. Well, thank you for coming here. All right, so the roll 20, you can blame Steek for this. It was his idea, and of course, you can be as honest, as naughty or nice as you want to be on these. I roll my d20, and it corresponds to a question. And while I'm sorting this out, Mikey Seuss Force says Scrooged. Actually, I enjoy Scrooge a lot. Scrooged rather a lot. I think it's
You
a great
know,
movie.
I have just recently seen it for the first time. I have been
Oh,
a lifelong fan of A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens
mhm.
and all the different versions, like the movie versions. My favorite being the Disney one with Mickey Mouse and Goofy as Jacob Marley. But I have just 2 weeks ago, for the first time, seen Scrooged with Bill Murray, and man, that's a good film.
Mhm. Yeah. It's a true for a modern audience version of Scrooge.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, Alrighty. Well, here we go. All right. What fictional place would you most like to go to and why?
The Shire, because
Oh,
I fancy the Hobbit life. Eating all the day, smoking pipe, working on my own garden or in my own garden. I'm sorry, working in the garden and really being. I would like to be a simple kind of hobbit. I would
yeah.
like to be like. I mean, calling myself Samwise Gamgee would actually be like very very honorable title, but somebody who just doesn't care about the outside life and just hangs around all day and chills. The simple ordinary life. People are saying that I would like to live in Rivendell. I would like to live in Lothlorien, and yeah, I prefer the Shire.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. My dream, and where people would generally also kind of leave you alone. You could just be the crazy hermit on the hill. That's my
Yeah,
dream.
yeah, yeah, precisely.
All right. Roll 2. What's the most immature thing you do?
The immature. Well, I mean, I collect toys, but at this day and age, I don't think it could be considered to be immature.
Mhm.
Um, I like to drink warm milk before I go to sleep.
Aw. Oh, that's so cute.
probably, probably that.
Well, hey, there's actually science behind that. That the warm milk, it helps you relax and helps you go to sleep. And yeah, but that's what we used to do as kids. Maybe with
Oh
a
yeah,
little.
and it's good for your post-workout regeneration. It contains casein, which is slowly released in digesting protein, and it's very good for the nighttime.
Huh? Well, there you go. Well, that's great. I'm just imagining you now in, Czech Republic, just cozying up in the cold winter with a warm milk. That's great.
There's nothing better.
Mm. What is the title of the current chapter in your life?
The title of the Why the hell am I still here?
Nice.
That would be fitting, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Mine's similar. It's F
Yeah,
my life. FML.
yeah, or that.
Oh boy, why the hell is here? I like it. I like it. That'll be the title of your English book. Or maybe not.
No, there's not. It's not actually that of a bad idea.
Nope, not at all. Okay, roll four. What is the most annoying habit that other people have?
Oh, when they keep interrupting you, when you're speaking and they just keep interrupting your speech, and they just keep saying their own things. I mean, I used to date a girl like that. Oh, Jesus Christ. No, I
I can
hate that.
imagine. And you're sitting there and she's just yapping away.
Yeah.
Yeah. All
I mean,
right.
I couldn't finish a single sentence.
How long did you date her?
About 2 years, I think.
Oh my gosh, you put up with that for a while.
I mean, there were other positives about her, and they outweighed that one negative. So, what was
Oh,
I about to do?
fair enough. Okay. Next roll. Oh, you got the same one. I always say get a lottery ticket when that happens. All right. What
Okay.
is your favorite, all time favorite movie and why?
Oh, Jesus, that's hard. All-time favorite movie. That's Is it even possible to answer this question?
Not
I mean,
really.
I think that I would have to go with The Thing by
Oh,
John Carpenter. John Carpenter's The Thing, and that's because I can watch it under any circumstance, all the time, 20 times a year. There is no other movie like that I can rewatch 20 times a year, and I will never get bored. I will never get annoyed. For some strange reason, John Carpenter's The Thing, and it's a good film objectively. So yeah.
wow. I just watched it for the first time 2 weeks ago with my family.
What did you think?
It was wild because my brother in law was there. He had seen it. And when they had that scene at the end, it's like, let's just wait and see what happens. And it kind of pans out. I went, nah, this can't be the end. And he started laughing. He was like, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's the end.
Yeah, yeah,
and,
yeah.
and we debated it for like an hour and a half. Like, what the hell happened?
The
Great.
prequels is absolutely unnecessary, though, that they
Okay.
made. Uh, can I answer Mikey Susie
Oh,
Force
sure.
comment? European law, have you ever dated a supermodel in the Czech Republic? I know they exist there. Well, they say that Czech girls are one of the most beautiful girls in the world, but the the common image of a supermodel that I have in my head is a plastic woman, and I prefer women made of flesh than women made of plastic. So I actually like women who look like women than females who look like everything on them is made of plastic, and who are as thin as sticks. So no, I don't think I've ever dated a supermodel. Nor would I want to.
Oh, well, there you go. That makes perfect sense. Yeah, Last Crusade, that's a good flick too.
Oh yeah.
All right, roll 6. What's the one thing you can't live without?
Peanut butter.
Yes.
That's my addiction.
Oh gosh, I love.
Imagine if I suddenly developed a peanut allergy. I mean, I would go and just shoot myself in the mouth instantly. That would be just the end.
I was gonna say I don't know if I would want to do without peanut butter or nuts. I mean, I love nuts. I know I'm gonna get made fun of that, but I like almonds and cashews and oh my gosh, and fresh peanut butter. Do you ever like get it
Yeah, yeah,
fresh where they actually just taken the nuts and oh my gosh.
yeah. I mean, a thousand jokes just popped in my head, but no, I'm just going to hold back. But we have we have this we have this shop here in my town where they sell like all those kinds of different nutrition supplements and food and stuff,
Mhm.
and they have their own what you call it, uh, well, there's a company that sells them like fresh peanut butter, and they always
Mhm.
have like fresh, homemade, handmade,
Yeah.
100% blah blah blah, organic, no sugar and stuff peanut butter, and that's like, wow.
Yeah, like organic things.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, or I, we have a name for it here. Um, I forget what it's called. It's probably not a nice name, so I won't say it. So, if you could remove one invention from the world, what would it be and why?
Uh, at this point of time, I would most certainly remove humans, but I mean, from a certain point of view, you could consider it to be an invention. We were invented by nature, and de- depending on your beliefs and your point of view, I might say we were invented and made by evolution. You would say that we were invented by God, but in one way or another, I wanted to say humans, and so I said humans, even though it really doesn't answer your question because invention is something usually invented by a human. But yeah, I just want to re- remove people.
Yeah, even if that would mean no you.
Yeah, I mean, who cares about me? I don't.
Oh,
If it removes all the other people, I will do the sacrifice. I'll make it.
okay. Well, there you go. Yeah, well, that's why I want to be a hermit, because for the same reason, atomic power.
Yeah, but the people would still be there, in the
Hmm.
world, living,
That's true. Yeah,
polluting everything.
that's true. Ruining everything, ruining nature, ruining life. Steek says all the unnecessary wrappings on stuff takes you 20 seconds to remove all the wrappings most of the time. Yeah.
Yeah, I know they have started to wrap like bananas in plastic. I mean, it's one of the only fruit that has got the perfect natural wrapping designed for you to hold in your hand and to open as if you were opening a Snickers wrapper. And just, I have seen on the internet, they don't do it in the Czech Republic yet, thank all the gods. They just remove the banana from its natural peel and they wrap it in a plastic thing. I mean, why?
That is insane. Yeah.
I,
Uh, Apparently,
I think it
idiots
was
wrap it.
I'm sorry, but it must have been invented in the United States of America. I can't imagine any other place in the world that would do that.
Yeah. If maybe it was New York or some crazy place, Portland, San Francisco, because we sure as heck don't do that here. Because you're right, nature gives you the wrapping, and that's what
Yeah.
keeps it fresh. And my gosh, that's insane. Yeah, communism for meteor advocate Timonia. He does not like communism. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Stig's right. They wrap wooden straws
Yeah.
individually in plastic too. Like, let's save the earth and wrap them in plastic.
Yeah, I mean, and there's also been like an introduction of like paper straws, which you have to drink the liquid very quickly before the straw dissolves in the
It,
liquid.
it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. It's, d- it's retardando, as I like to say. I like to use the music setting for the word because that's the only word for it. There are so many contradictions. But what there's not a contradiction about is that this has been a fantastic time. And I'm going to ignore that comment, Steve. My gosh, he's insane. You're crazy. That's fake news, by the way. He's joking. And this has been a fantastic time. I'm so happy we were finally able to make a time and get this done and really have a talk. It's just been a pleasure. Um, where can we find you and what do you have coming up?
Well, thank you very much, first and foremost, once again. And as far as the worldwide audience, you can find me on YouTube, European Law channel. I've got very often I rant there about different things. I'm very honest, and a lot of people hate me, and I love that. So the more people come and hate me, the better. So come and hate me on European Law, and I'm on Twitter now called X under the same name. So yeah,
Mhm.
that's where you can hit me up.
All right, everyone, be sure to do that. And I do have his link in the chat. And if Ahmad wouldn't mind maybe putting it in the chat too, because you'll definitely learn a lot from this channel and be very entertained. Be very entertained. So, and you can find me here on Miss Martin Muses, where I talk about what makes me laugh, makes me cry, makes me happy, makes me sad, or just really ticks me off. Gonna have some more content coming up with Harry Potter, as well as some recipes that I've been putting together, more Tolkien, always Tolkien, and the fantasy books and reviews that we've been doing. I have the number 5 from Conan the Barbarian. I'm going to try to put something together about that. That has
Oh
been a
yeah.
fantastic comic series. Oh my gosh, it's been so much fun. So please go ahead, and if you haven't already, like, share, and subscribe. And have a great day, everyone. Have a great day, and be certain. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to thank the chat. Of course, chat. Thank you for being here, Mikey Seuss 4, Meter Advocate Timon, Steve Kenobi. And if I missed anyone, let's see, Mikey Seuss 4. Thank you for being here, and the brothers. Kryn were here for a bit, and so was Snortopupus Kuber. Have a great day, everyone. Have a great day, and be certain to celebrate the season and get rid of humans.